You know what's the number one way you measure somebody that's hungry? Very simple. Their sense of urgency. That's simple. Let me explain to you why. People say, you have no idea how hungry I am. Really? Yeah. What'd you do about it today? Oh, not today, but tomorrow I'm gonna, you ain't hungry, man. You just think you're hungry. You are not hungry.
While they're partying, you're working. While they're sleeping, you're working. While they're at the cinema eating junk food, you're at home healthy, eating organic food, developing your mindset. Why? Not because you're a freak, but because you realize that in order to get to the next level, you must be willing to sacrifice the necessities and the requirements to get to the next level.
My strength is this. I will never quit, and I will work harder than you every day. You might be smarter than me. You might have more resources than me. You might be Nike and be 50 years ahead. But I promise you, I am working harder than you every day. And if you're going to take me down, you better bring it.
You must be willing to extend yourself to the limit with no guarantee of success. Every day, you must ask yourself, did I do enough?
It's all about focus. I don't care who you are, where you're from, doesn't matter. It's having a focus and having a purpose. Right? You wake up every single day to get better today than you were yesterday. It doesn't matter what you are. You're a basketball player, a hockey player, golf player, painter, right? It doesn't matter. Right? You try to reach your full potential by getting better every single day, and that's the quest.
It's not okay if you say you're going to do something and you don't come through. Because there's only one person it hurts when you say you're going to do something and you don't come through, and that's your willpower. And the more and more and more your willpower gets used to you saying things and not doing, your willpower stops having faith in the words that come out of your mouth. And the moment your willpower, your spirit stops having faith in the words that come out of your mouth, whatever you start telling yourself, your mind is telling you, whatever, he's not going to do it. She's not going to do it. He's all talk. He's not going to do it. No substance, all looks, all sexy on the outside, all attractive, but on the inside, no follow through, no follow up, no willpower. Never, ever put yourself in a situation where you hurt your willpower. Never.
You gotta shut off technology. Yeah, go here. Go to that dark place. I call it the dark room, where you're alone. No cell phones, no music, no TVs, no computers. You by yourself. Very few people want to be alone anymore. They want to be around noise and people, and you can't think. Be alone. Go to that dark space. In that dark space, shut life off for a little bit. Go to a dark place in your mind and figure out what you want to be. You don't know what you want to be because you haven't spent time, real time with yourself. Spend time with yourself. Trust me. And once you find that passion and that purpose, your goals, your purpose, everything will just start lining up. And then you'll find the courage to start that journey from that 20 to 100.
You have to have no fear. You have to have no fear. You have to believe in who you are and what you do, and just go and get it.
If you're going to try, go all the way. Otherwise, don't even start.
Well, you should be afraid of taking risks and pursuing something meaningful, but you should be more afraid of staying where you are if it's making you miserable.
Develop a sense of urgency. A sense of urgency is a quality that is possessed by only 2% of the population. 2% of the population do things fast. 2% of the population have a bias for action.
I don't negotiate with myself.
The deal was already made. When I set out at the beginning of the summer and said, this is the training plan I'm doing, I signed that contract with myself. I'm doing it.
That's the deal I made. I shook hands with myself. That is the deal. That is the contract. That is non-negotiable.
Throughout that process, you'll start talking to yourself like, man, I think I need to, maybe if we, nope.
This is a choice that you're going to make. You know, the sacrifices that come along with that. But once you make that deal with yourself, that's it. There's no going back.
It's going to be hard. Either way. Being broke is hard. Being successful is hard. All you get to do is choose which hard you're going to be, and you don't get to opt out of it being hard. That's the thing where people up. They think they can opt out of life being hard. No, life is going to be hard.
It's unbelievable how fast you can change your reality. Lock in, remove all distractions, go full monk mode. It can even happen in months, bro, that you go from zero to making tens of thousands in profit a month. I've seen it with my own clients in front of my own eyes. And within a year or two, you're complete outside reality. So pay the price. I paid the price, late night, removing myself from friends. But what is the other price? The price you are paying right now for procrastinating on your dreams is that dream life you could have lived.
You want to change your life today? Make a decision. Like focus on what you want, focusing on instead of what you don't want, right? Focus on where you want to go instead of what you're afraid of. Now would be a good time for you to go after what you want, not wait another day. People don't do it because they go, I don't know where to start. Do whatever's next. Try anything. If it's wrong, try something else. That doesn't work. Try something else and you'll find it right now. Tell me how you're going to be closer to your dream at the end of these 6 months than if you don't take action first, if you take action today. Do not wait. Do something that commits you to follow through later on. That's how our life changes. Little steps and big steps. And the big ones move us faster. And they take courage. Courage doesn't mean you're not scared. It means you're scared, but you do it anyway.
There's going to be people from the past who are going to look at you and be like, oh, he changed. Yeah, that's the point. The point is to change. And these people aren't going to understand it because what you're doing is a solution to a problem that you recognize. And the problem that you recognize is you're not where you want to be. But all these other people don't recognize that as a problem. They recognize I'm right where I want to be, whether they are aware enough or not. It's a problem of awareness. When you start to go, which is working on the solution of the problem that you've recognized, these people that can't recognize the problem certainly don't understand the actions that you're taking to provide the solution because they don't even see a problem. This is the reality of being a high ambition, high drive, high achievement driven person.
If you start today, in 2 weeks you will feel stronger.
In 1 month, you'll notice changes.
In 2 months, your family and friends will notice.
In 3 to 4 months, everyone will notice.
And in 5 to 6 months, everyone will ask,
how'd you do it?
You cannot change your life unless you change something. If you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got.
Anytime you're going to change, your life is going to get worse first, and then it's going to get better. People ask, do people have a fear of success? Like they have a fear of failure? I wouldn't say they have a fear of success. What they have a fear of is change. So they have a fear that something in their life is going to change. And the reason that they fear change, by definition, if you're going to try something new, something's going to get worse. If you're going to have a breakup and get out of a relationship, you're going to be alone for a little bit of time and you're going to have a hard conversation. If you're going to try a new job, you're going to have a hard conversation with your boss. You're going to have to go on a search. You're going to have a period without any income. So your life gets worse first. So it's not so much that they fear success, it's that they fear that path of things getting worse before they get better, which is called change. The way to overcome that is just have that awareness and just be ready. Insert the words in 5 years. Are you going to be better off or worse off? And then you can start on that path.
Every single person who wants to do something with their life and has done something with their life has gone through the exact chapter that you're going through. And it's the lonely chapter. It's the chapter where you don't fit in with your own friends, but you don't have the outcomes yet to fit into a new group of friends. And you're going through this and you're like, is this even worth it? Because you have no signs of success, right? But if there's anything that you can take away from what we're saying right now is that the sign of success is the hate that you get along the way.
It's time to stay focused. It's time to decide clubs, partying, trying to fit in and socialize. Why are you so antisocial? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you staying on the basketball court so much? Because I'm trying to get it. The more weird you are is a reflection of how committed you are to focusing on your molding and shaping and developing your ideas and your craft so that when it's time for you to make your rounds, you're gonna fly.
The breakthrough is a moment in time. It's a moment in time when everything changes in your life. And it changes because what you thought was impossible, you now know is possible, and most importantly, you act on it. You don't just think about it, you do something. See, you're stuck. People get stuck in sadness. They get stuck in acceptance. They get stuck in anger. But in order to create something new, you just got to know your whole life can change in a moment. If you don't like your body, change it. If you don't like your business, change. You don't like your career, change. You don't like your income, change. You go, Tony, well, that sounds so easy, but it's not like that. Yes, it is. But in order to do it, you got to create a breakthrough. You have to find something inside you, that moment where you know that you can absolutely change. And not only can you, the impossible is possible, and you do something. You take action.
Listen, for now, put your head down and just work. Ignore the noise. Ignore the distractions. Prove to yourself that you can really do it. And then go show the rest of the world that you did.
Be selfish. Be selfish for the next 3 years. Go get yourself strong. Go put your own oxygen mask on. Put some money in the bank. Crush your company. Be selfish with your time. Be selfish with your income. Be greedy on the amount of money you want to make. I'm telling you, be greedy, be selfish. You know why? Because if you go all in, if you stop thinking, I wish I could do more, be more, go all in and make the money. Get secure and put your oxygen mask on, and what you can do in 5 years from now, what you can do in 7 years from now, what you could do in 12 years from now is unbelievable. But we need this moment of us.
Develop a sense of urgency. Pick up the pace. Move quickly from one task to the other. Don't waste time. The faster you move, the more energy you'll have. The faster you move, the more you get done, and the better you'll feel. The faster you move, the more in control of life you will feel, and the more you will like and respect yourself.
But if you want to see if you're a brave person, what they call the 4 o'clock in the morning courage, wait when things go completely to pieces, when things are the worst, when your very best deal falls apart and your rent is late and you're tired and you're sick and everybody is mad at you and your car doesn't work, then it's the person that picks themselves up and says, nothing is going to stop me. The best quality in the world that you can develop is to develop the quality of being unstoppable. Develop the quality of being unstoppable. Say in yourself that no matter what life throws at me, it'll never stop me. No matter how rough it gets, I will never quit, and nothing will ever stop me.
That if you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, if all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, and if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, and if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold poverty, famish or gall, sickness or pain or body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim, you besiege and beset it, with the help of God you'll get it.
There's a saying that you can't start a new chapter in your life if you continue to reread the last one. So may the road ahead of you be filled with action, not hope, passion, not obligation, and results, not plans. You may just fall in love with where it takes you.
I just kept going all in. And the main reason you need to go all in is because you have nothing to lose, bro.
Bro, you're not fooling anyone. You're not happy. You're not happy living the way you are. You have no control over your mind. You have no control over your behavior. You're a slave to whatever short-term impulse enters your brain, and you're doing nothing about it. You have not achieved even a fraction of the things that you know that you're capable of achieving. You're not even living a fraction of the life that you could live if you got your together. At what point are you going to accept this and actually do something about it? Because you can say you're going to do it tomorrow, you're going to do it on Monday, next week, next month, next year, but the reality is you only get so many of those. You can choose right now to get off the dopamine drip and live a life that you're actually proud to live and become somebody that you're actually proud to be. Or you can keep getting the feel-good chemicals from video games and Netflix and junk food and convince yourself that you're happy, all the while living a pretty forgettable life.
If you want to win, it's very simple. You got to make a decision that you are not going to be like everybody else. You are not going to do what they do. You are not going to live how they live. You are not going to eat how they eat. You're not going to drink how they drink. And then you got to go do that. And you got to do it one day at a time. Do everything you can to make that day a win. That's it. That is the secret to this, dude.
Ryan Holiday's got this amazing quote where he says, "Self-belief is overrated. I prefer to use evidence." It gets back to that Hormozi quote I said to Goggins, right? You do not become confident by shouting affirmations in the mirror, but by having a stack of undeniable proof that you are who you say you are. Outwork your self-doubt, right? You have to give yourself something else that's going to step change where you're at.
There's always someone out there who's working harder than you. I'm haunted by that one. Knowing that someone out there is willing to forgo personal desires and comforts, forgo sleep, forgo whatever it takes to be better, to be the best. In life, a lot of times, a lot of us have that person out there. There may not be a name or a face to him, but he exists. You make sure in life when they think about that person, you make sure they put a name and a face to it. You make sure the name and face is yours. You do the haunting. Get in somebody's head. Own space. In those times when you want to quit, because we're all human, you make sure you remember one thing. All those times and hours and days you sacrifice to be the best. Stay hard.
Don't tell your dreams to everybody. Your dreams will attract you enemies and haters. Work in silence.
You yourself have to be tough, because the biggest battle that you have is with yourself. What you say to me, and you tell me what I can or can't do, will not affect me and discourage me unless I allow it to. If you want to get to your dreams and accomplish your goals, you have to be able to deal with yourself and stay positive. Don't talk to yourself in a negative way, and continue to stay on your path. Continue to get better and better and better. But you can't do that without first being inwardly tough with yourself.
When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.
The key factor in life is motivation, is desire, is the energy that you bring to it. If you don't believe in yourself, if you only half-heartedly are reading my books or listening to Tom or listening to me and you go, yeah, I kind of want to change, it won't matter, it won't change anything. You'll just go back to your old habits, because habits are very powerful. You're a product of the cultural moment. It's very hard to resist it. It's very hard to swim against the tide of the times that we live in. So if you don't have the motivation, if you don't have the energy, if you don't have the idea that, damn it, I'm going down fast, if I don't turn this around, you're only alive once. It's, YOLO, and it goes past really fast. I can tell you that as I get older, faster than you think. So you've got to be desperate. You've got to tell yourself, I've got to get out of this. I've got to change my life. I've got to swim against the tide of the times that I live in. I have to change my ways, because if not, when I'm 32, when I'm 35, all of my hopes, all of my horizons will narrow so much that it's going to look very, very bleak.
Every morning when you get up, say over and over to yourself, do it now, do it now, do it now, I do it now.
Delete social media, cut off your friends that are bringing you down, including your family members. A year of no distractions. You're going ham in the gym. Anything that doesn't help you grow is not in the equation anymore. Nobody knows your next move. Nobody knows how hard you're working. They don't know how many hours you're spending in the gym or how many hours you're spending on your craft. They won't know what you're doing Friday nights, because guess what? You're not going out anymore. Nobody knows you anymore, and you become a ghost.
All of you have had moments of breakthroughs in your life. How many of you have had something in your life that maybe you struggled with for years? A change you wanted to make, needed to make, and you just didn't do it. You came to the edge of doing it, and then you procrastinated or put it off, or you gave up, and then were mad at yourself. But eventually, one day, something happened that pushed you over the edge. And in one moment, you said, not another day, not another hour, I'm changing this now.
Let me be very clear. I'll never give up. Never.
The only thing stopping us is ourselves.
Damn.
Take one step in the right direction, and you're halfway there to making the dreams come true.
A successful life is based on a series of successful days, and a series of successful days is based on working on a list, one step at a time.
I've kind of found that before you win, everybody asks why you're working so hard. And then after you win, those same people will be sure to remind you how lucky you got.
So please understand that you are the top G, that you are the hero in your story. You are the man on the white horse. You are not to seek approval or validation from anyone, because the only approval and validation I need is that of my consciousness, of my greater higher self.
If you want it, don't just think you want it, go out and want it. But you're not looking like you want it, you look like you're feeling sorry for yourself. And nobody wants anybody that's feeling sorry for themselves.
And when you get to the point where all you want to do is be successful as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. Listen to me. You got to want to be successful so bad that you forget to eat.
In order for things to change, you've got to be willing to get up and do something. You don't have to be perfect, but you've got to make a move. Pain is an indicator light that lets you know that you need to take action on something.
Push, man. Push. Push. One more. One more. That's the mentality you gotta have. One more in everything you do. One more rep. One more set. One more lap. One more minute. Hold on for one more minute, man. Don't give up on me. Don't give up.
I kept saying this to myself on repeat. There is no way, Mel, if you've worked this hard, that you will not be rewarded. You have to believe that this moment is preparing you for something amazing that hasn't happened yet. Keep going. I repeated that over and over and over and over and over again as I wanted to throw in the towel, as I would start to bash myself, as I would start to feel sorry for myself and be like, no, there's just no way I'm going to believe that something amazing isn't going to happen. I've worked too hard. Something amazing that hasn't happened is coming. And when you get yourself into that mindset, it creates a sense of resilience and momentum and resolve that you need in order to keep going when the shit hits the fan or when you feel disappointed or when life is beating you down.
If your dreams do not scare you, they are not big enough. The size of your dreams must always exceed your current capacity to achieve them. If you start off with a small dream, you may not have much left when it is fulfilled, because along the way, life will test your dreams and make demands on you. Just because something has not been done as yet doesn't mean it cannot be done.
Disappear for a while. You feel off because you're entering a new season. This is the moment to step back from the world and to find yourself. Cut out all the distractions, the noise, the familiar routine, and the expectations. Give yourself the space and watch. In 6 months, everything in your life will change. So are you ready to meet yourself?